So, Professor, tell us about your political party.
So my political party is the Federalist. We began off with Alexander Hamilton and a group of George Washington, James Madison, John Adams, and more. And basically, at the first beginning, we were supporting the Constitution. But after that, when we became a party, we had a certain set of beliefs, which was a strong federal government, a strong federal bank that supported that government, and then different beliefs with foreign relations. Like we wanted to have good relations with Great Britain and bad with France. Basically, our party really took over the government in 1797 with the presidency of John Adams, which lasted until 1801 when Thomas Jefferson and the Democratic Republicans took over. Hey, they still have the strong government.
Stop! Keep them coming.
Jefferson's election will destroy religion, introduce immortality, and loosen all the bonds of society.
Keep them coming.
Millions for our defense and not a cent for tribute.
Keep them coming.
Alright. Don't give France a chance.
Here we have a political cartoon of the Federalist Party's view on immigration. So it has a boot by Florida kicking an immigrant out because from the Alien and Sedition Acts passed by the Federalists that was signed by President Adams, it made it so it was easier to deport foreigners. Also, it made it harder for immigrants to vote. So here there is an immigrant trying to vote, but he's being stopped because of the Alien and Sedition Acts. This is a black and white cockade. It is what the Federalist Party used as their logo. In the American Revolution, it was used by them. A cockade is a rosette or knot of ribbon worn in a hat as a badge of office or party or as a part of livery.
Sit back and listen as the bus stage rhymes. We're the first party of America's time. 1797, John Adams stormed again. He lost his presidents in 1801.
Our party prospered on a strong federal bank until the War of 1812 when he started to tank. Hamilton was the father, the party was his son. Without him, the party wouldn't have begun.
The support of Madison and Washington, we went on to almost beat Jefferson. Even when we died, our legacy moved on to the things that you are hearing in the song. Strong financial base, we made it. Strong federal gov, we created it. I'm afraid that I'm done, so goodbye to you all. But just remember, the first one's to stand, or the last one is to fall.
The Federalist Party was formed in 1791 by Alexander Hamilton to support his policies as Secretary of the Treasury under George Washington. Known for the support of a strong national government, the Federalists emphasized commercial and diplomatic harmony with Britain following the signing of the 1794 Jay Treaty. Members of the party were generally committed to a sound and nationalistic government and promoted the system of checks and balances laid out in the U.S. Constitution for the three branches of the government. Besides Hamilton, early leaders included John Jay, James Madison, and George Washington. Support also came from the elites of the Old Wealth in the commercial cities and in the less rapidly developing rural regions. Federalists believed that the Constitution should be loosely understood to build a federal power and called for national banks, tariffs, and good relationships with Britain. Accordingly, Hamilton proposed tax increases and the establishment of a national bank while he was secretary and was the chief architect of the Jay Treaty with Britain in 1794. They also tried to silence their domestic critics with Anti-Immigration, Alien and Sedition Act 1798, which cost the party much of its support and sparked the creation of the opposition Democratic-Republican Party under Thomas Jefferson and James Madison. The Federalist Party dominated the government until 1801, when they were largely supplanted by their opposition, the Democratic Republic Party, every election thereafter. They recovered some strength through their intense opposition to the War of 1812, but practically vanished during the era of good feelings that followed the end of the war in 1815. A famous quote by Alexander Hamilton says that a well-adjusted person is the one who makes the same mistake twice without getting nervous. This applies to his party and today, saying that despite of having many flaws, standing up for what you believe and fighting for it makes the difference.
The Federalist Party was widely known for pursuing two major planks, which are stated principles compromising the political platform of the party. These two major planks included their views on the role of federal government and their views on the prioritization of economic growth. Their position on the role of the government was unique for their time. The party wanted a strong national government with a large role in the country. They believed that a strong federal government would allow the country to unify under one head. Also, a strong federal government could do many of the things that the states could not, including raising national armies, laying and collecting national taxes, declaring war, and printing currency and regulating its value. The party's view on the role of economic growth was also one-sided. Federalists wanted to highly prioritize the economy of America, as they believed strong economic growth would create a sturdy foundation for the country. A strong economy could allow for stronger military, more jobs for the people, and increased power. Ultimately, the planks that the Federalists pursued are still seen today in the form of a strong federal government and a federal bank to support economic growth.